Today is the official launch of our peak bungalow extension here in Oribanwa, Ibeju, Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. And guys, there are lots for you to see and know today. You'll be hearing the MD speak about this property and everything you need to know about it. That means you should not go anywhere. Now, if you're looking for an off-plan property that you can invest little and watch your money appreciate, then this video is definitely for you. Now, grab your popcorn because you'll be hearing the MD and a lot of well-meaning people speak and ask the questions in your heart or on your mind for the right answers. Don't go anywhere.
It was the first estate we started, and that's peak apartment now. It was our peak bungalow. It was peak park phase 1. So government brought a Gazette to this area, and then they cancelled the Gazette. So when they cancelled the Gazette, the land was abandoned, and we've already sold the land. Being our first estate, we couldn't go and meet anybody and say, "Hey, story don't went down." So the Gazette was plotted, and there are coordinates on the Gazette. How many of you have seen a Gazette document before? You see, it's like a publication. They just write survey coordinates there. So they said there was a mistake on a survey coordinate of supposed to be 0 degrees, and they wrote 90. So when they corrected it from 90 to 0, it just took the land from this shape to this shape. You know, angle 90 will go from here this way. So we had to go and buy land from the new location, and then the journey, the battle started. To the glory of God, this place excision was given out 2012. This one we eventually got the COO from Governor Fashola 2015 by the grace of God. So it was like a blessing in disguise. However, after that, the people we bought from one litigation to the other, to this, to that, and at the end of the day, everything came out victorious. Praise the Lord. And that's why I started with we give you all the glory. We give God glory. This place is a land that is blessed. It was a goal that God intentionally kept for us. Because when we eventually got the title of that one in 2015, to be honest with you, I bought that land 650,000. But at that time, I sold it to 1 million naira, not knowing the trouble that will come. So sometimes in real estate, I advise you people that are coming up that it's until you get your possession and your land before you can know your profit. Yes or no? Yes, you can't even know your profit at that time. So to God be the glory. We got that one, and I think the last plot we sold there was about 20 million. So God just kept it as a gold for us. So this place we've taken possession to the glory of God. The title is a Gazette, and then we're also doing our governor's consent. We started it, so anybody that is going to be buying will be buying into a governor's consent property. And then we have buildings and land. We are very limited now, actually, very, very limited. This is commercial. All these supplies, all the size are commercial. Then here we have the residential. And though it's very, very, building houses is no longer so attractive for developers. So I have a witness. I mean, it's only me that is feeling like that. It's very, very unattractive now because of the way market prices are. And many people are into a lot of trouble because by the time you sell and then prices changes, becomes a big trouble. And this is off plan, it's not already built. So we are very careful about that. So we have put a certain amount of houses that once we get to that unit, we are going to stop sales. So the other ones, by the grace of God, if price changes, we'll use those ones to mitigate the losses that might come from the other one, which we pray there shall be no losses by the grace of God. So the land is dry, it's good to go. You want to do your building approval, can do your building approval. If you buy the land straight away, we will assist you in everything you want to do. And then we are selling the land at launch price at 30 million, right? 30 million for 600 square meters. Um, 300 square meters is 15 million, and for 300 square meters. So, and the commercial is times two of the residential, which is 60 million for commercial, anything facing this road. I'll be happy to take questions from you. If you have any question you want to ask about the neighborhood, the exhibition, the Gazette name is My Dawn Gazette 2012. So, and it's the same title that it's the same root title we have with our phase two. How many of you know our phase two? Phase two is just right there. You can see the roof from here. So it's the same title that covers all of us and some other estates that we share boundaries here. Thank you. Any questions on this project or on efficacy itself? So I would like to talk about the bungalows. Do I have the drawing for the semi-detached? So we have improved the design of the semi-detached. Okay, the semi-detached, we've changed it. You see that our semi-detached, they're actually not touching each other. So it's almost like a detached, but we have to play smart with the design, because once we call it a design, a detached, and we don't put a wall touching them, we need to leave at least about 6 meters or 3 meters from each other for us to get approval. So we have been able to play around the board. Indirectly, your clients are getting more or less like a detached, because they are not sharing any wall, but we left like a 1.5 meter wall between the two of them. We put a block there and we put gardens for the two of them. So somebody here can decide to have a vegetable garden. This man owns half of this side. This man owns half of this side. So this one can access through this place. This place will be blocked at the back. The front will be separated by curbs. Are we following? Yes, this is the design. Please bring it forward. Since they do not hang it well, they will be our hanger today. You just need to stand on something. Oh yeah, who is tall among you? Yeah. So, if you can put your hand. Okay. Okay. So I think it's fine.
Hey.
Good. So this is the design. So it's an upgraded we call it semi-detached, but the real sense is detached. They are not sharing any wall. So one of the experiences we've had with our bungalows sharing wall is, because the wall is like a 9 inches wall, somebody on the other side is doing a TV console on his side, screwing into the wall. The other person too is drawing another big TV hanger. The dividing wall easily gets weakened. Has any of your clients experienced that? So we've had to be going back to be helping them refix the middle wall. So this time around, we are calling the semi-detached, but in the real sense is a detached. So this space now is about 1.5 between them, and then we now put a wall. So there's a wall separating them at the back, and there's a small access in front. So this man now, this is his own garden in front, then this one, his own garden is behind. So it's more or less like a detached. And we also had a little bit of aesthetics to it. But we are selling only semi-finished. So people have been asking, what is semi-finished? So as much as possible, we try to remove items that foreign exchange controls. The dollar controls them. If dollar becomes 500 naira, 5,000 naira, once I can build block and cement, put windows. Window 2 is controlled by dollar. I hope you know, because most of the windows are imported. But we are going to be putting doors. We'll put windows. We will plaster. We'll do the roof. We'll do everything external as it is. The things we will not do wiring. We will not put these fittings. We will not do external door. We will not do tiling. We will not do POP. Are you following me? So whoever buys can take their time and do the finishing by themselves. And we'll give a timeline of 18 months. So once we hand over to you, we want you to go and finish within 18 months. Before we took this decision, we've had to go around some estates that do carcass. We had to go to some estates that do carcass. And we saw that some estates, 5 years, 10 years, they built them, nobody is living there. Why? Because they are sold as semi-finished. So the people that bought them are not motivated to go and finish. So please let your client know that if they buy, we are giving them 18 months to do the finishing once we do handing over to them. So everything internally, kitchen, everything, we are not doing that. But we'll build, we will plaster, we will put pipes for you. the conduit pipes, then you do all your testing, but everything external we will do. Does that sound good? And that also takes a lot of liability off our head. To a large extent, there will be no issue of you did my kitchen, you didn't do it well. What we are trying to sell is affordable
What?
housing. So you won't be
Yes.
comparing the kitchen of bungalow with big kitchen of Lekki phase one. I hope you understand. So if you want Lekki phase one kitchen, put it by yourself. So this one now is for 40 million naira only. 0 to 6 months payment plan. If you are paying more than 6 months, there's a price for it. For I think the maximum is 18 months. Yes, as stated on the form. So this is the kind of semi-detached we are doing now as much as possible. Do you have any questions? Okay, it's also sitting on 300 square meters. It's sitting on half a plot. The size of the land does not change. Our previous semi-detached is also sitting on 300 square meters. So the footprint of the building is the same thing. For fully detached is 50 million. That is the fully detached. Also semi-finished. The fully detached is sitting on 400 square meters. The fully detached is the upgraded version of the detached we know that we have in phase 3, we have in phase 2 and the rest. So we've added some aesthetics with all these tile walls. All of this external work also will be done, but no internal will be done. We only plaster the inside. You do your POP wiring, doors, styling by yourself. So we're also selling it as semi-finished. Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Does that mean the plumbing works? Will that be done?
We will do all plumbing works.
Just
but before your
electrical.
yes, with electrical. But we are not doing wiring.
You're not doing wiring, so the piping will be
Piping
laid.
will be done so that we can
The
plaster.
socket, the internal socket will be laid,
Yes.
but the exterior socket,
The conduit.
light switches, none of that.
No, there's no socket when you're doing piping. There are still the conduit plates.
Conduit.
It's a conduit,
Yes,
yeah.
please.
All of that will be there so that we can plaster it.
Very well.
If we don't do that, when we plaster, that means you will start breaking again to lay. So we'll do all of that. But again, after we've done the piping, you are the one to be responsible for your fittings, connection, and all of that. Yes. Are you tired? I'm asking them.
About 300.
DB. No, we are not putting DBs, but the space will be there. If you put DB on a house that you are not complete, they will remove all the fuses now. They will steal everything away. It will be gone. So just do the space there. When they come, they put their DB and put all the fuses there.
Yes. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Chibizo is my name.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So my question is, what level are we at in terms of documentation and everything? So this is land; they cannot see the foundation or anything.
So we are just starting. We'll go and pray on the foundation. So that's why we are doing the foundation.
Do we have our approvals? Do
Yes,
we have our soil
very
test
good.
done? Is
Okay.
everything in place for
Okay.
investors to come and invest
All right.
here?
So by the grace of God, I'm sure. I think I have one of the residents in phase 2 was here. I don't know if you have got Mr. Jacobs. And they can testify that we have approval for our building. Even if you go to the phase 2 gate, you see all the approvals on the board. So we obtain our approvals. We have applied for approval for all the buildings we are doing. So we are doing a development plan for all our buildings. And then the people that will now be coming to do their own land will bring their own drawings to us. We'll vet it to ensure that it is in compliance with all the approval standard of Lagos State government. Then we are not allowing more than one story building. I think everybody else should know that that's our system in the VKC. As much as possible, we don't like our estate being crowded, congested. So just one story building. So on 600 square meters, you can only have 4 families there, so that your residents will not be parking on the street and all of those things. 4 families. If you're having one story, you can also have a paint floor, and your paint floor should not be more than 60 or 50% of the entire space, according to Lagos State government laws. Yes. So all of that is it. So when you also talked about soil test, even despite the fact that we can see it here, we are still doing a little bit of raft for our bungalows. Not because the soil is not good, but we also know that the soil here has some level of loamy soil and clay underneath. So we are still doing raft for our bungalows. Yes. But not 1.2, 600. So we have all that. Yes, sir.
Okay, boss, good day.
Good day, sir.
And greetings to everyone. I'm wishing us faster sales already.
Amen.
So, in addition to that, I want to ask you if the prices are all inclusive.
No, sir. So the price I'm giving are just for the buildings and for the land. So we have on the form there is development levy, and there is survey, and there is deed of assignment. So all of that are stated on the form. Thank you. It's not all inclusive. Somebody was raising up his hand. I don't know whether at the back. Okay, question has been asked.
Morning, sir.
Morning, ma'am.
A little bit out of the estate. First of all, we had an argument a discussion in our bosses. We couldn't get an exact answer, so we said, okay, when we get here, we'll ask them. Let me call you a learned person. Um, um, why do some estates sell 600 square meters and why do some sell 500 square meters?
I don't understand.
We want a professional response to it.
Okay.
Secondly, on this property, can a twin duplex be built on a 300 square meters?
Thank you. Let me release you guys. Come on, ṣépè fún mi. Ẹ pawọ́ lẹ̀ máa lọ. Nígbà táwọn kan máa kangi. All right. So let me tell you, as a professional in the industry, I've also seen people sell 150 square meters. Do you think you build on 150 square meters, you get approval? You can't, really. You just bought a garden. That's the honest truth. 150 square meters is like 10 by 15. 10 by 15, I can comfortably say is like from here to that pillar, and then maybe to we should go to that side, end of this pole. Yeah, this is like 150 square meters. So, and government requirement says that between your boundary and your building should be 3 meters. So if you take 3 meters from that 10, what is left? 7. Take another 3 meters again from 7. What is left? 4. So your house is like this, from this pole to this pole. So when you have your bed, every other place is a passage from. That is if you will get an approval. Okay. Now, if you now do a 300 square meters, you will also see that our 300 square meters is designed such that it is 20 by 15. If I give you any dimension that is not 20 by 15, you will struggle to get approval to build. So we make it that the front is 15, the length is 20. So for the front of 15, the side facing the road, you need 6 meters from government. So if I take my 6 meters from the 20 that is the length, I have 14. I take 3 meters, then I have 11. So I have a building space of 11 in front, right? And by width, I need 3 meters, 3 meters. So if I remove 3, out of 15, I have 9. 9 meters is still very good for the width of a building. Averagely, this canopy should be about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. So 9 meters is these two canopies. That is wide enough for a house, Abi? Exactly. That's 300 square meters. So on the 300 square meters, you will struggle to build a twin duplex, meaning that one wing will be this place to this place. You can do that in Lagos Island where lands are expensive. But here, if you build that here, you will not get value for it. Because anybody that is coming as far as Oribanwa will want to get some space, right? And it's not as if the land is so expensive. So on a 300 square meter, we usually suggest that it should not be more than 2 family house. It's either you build one duplex in front using the whole front, and then do another one at the back. So it will just be all the way to the back. So the two of them will not be facing the front. Or you just do flat. One flat on the entire ground floor, another one at the top. So many estates also do 500 square meters, but we chose to do 600, so that when you are also doing a full semi-detached, you can do a 4-bedroom semi-detached with a BQ. If it's a 500 square meters, you cannot do 4-bedroom semi-detached and a BQ. It's about choice. But our own 600 gives you liberty to do a much more luxurious semi-detached 2 wings of duplexes. Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
I want to find out if there is any
recreational facilities available for this estate. Yes, sir. There are recreational facilities available. This is one of it we put here, and then we also have one reserved here. We intend to have, just like we have on the other estate, a mini football stadium. People will be able to choose whether they want football or basketball. I think they prefer football. Phase one, we did a swimming pool there. They are not using it, and the thing is just rotting away. So I think the most effective one will still be a football. Yes. So that's it. Yes.
Good afternoon, Doc.
Good afternoon, sir.
I just want to know, are you thinking of the legal implication for somebody who has paid or was not able to finish his house within 18 months? And you said, will he revert back to you? Are you going to revert back to him with his money?
Okay, so we usually put it in the contract. And once the contract is breached, what we resort to is to refund their money. So that's it. So in that case, they end up losing. But as much as possible, our motive is not to get the property back, but so that it will not devalue the estate. And that will give them the motivation to want to do it on time. That's why we extended it to 18 months. If not, if the house has been done semi-finished, they could actually finish it in 6 months. But we know some people want to take some breathe, and then that's why we extended it to 18 months.
Maybe you guys need to emphasize that why so that people will know.
Yeah, it's usually in the subscription form. We put in the subscription form when they are buying. Even the same thing with land. You don't buy our land and go and sleep. Oh, we give a maximum of 2 years. 2 years. So by the time they finish paying, after 2 years is post allocation. So if you are paying within 1 year, you finish paying after 1 year, we'll give you 2 years. So within that 2 years, you start your journey of building approval, soil test, design. You might get your approval in 9 months, 1 year, and then. So the development we are saying is not that your house is fully built, but you see foundation going on activities. If you agree with me, there are many estates that have started many years ago, but they are still pushed today. Yes. We also made that mistake. Our earlier estates that we started, we did not have these clauses there.
So guys, we've come to the end of today's launch. You heard it all. Do not forget, we are not asking you to drop the whole lump sum. You can make an initial deposit to be amongst those that are getting their houses 300 square meters fully built. The stress is off you to a very large extent. Yes. All you need is an initial deposit of just 3 million naira, and you can spread the balance from 0 to 6 months without any interest, or you can spread to 12 months or to 18 months with little interest. Guys, you know what it is now. All you simply have to do is to call the number on your screen to be amongst those who are making it well in this place. Do not forget, this place is located to key locations here in Oribanwa, Ibeju, Lekki. We have the Post Charis Motors and every other thing written in the caption that are good for capital appreciation. Yeah, you have heard, yes, there's going to be a recreational center in this place, and it is up to the residents to choose. That's a great one, actually. All right, so if this is your first time of coming across my channel, my name is Gloria Ogaga. I help smart investors like you create transgenerational wealth by bringing to them affordable yet genuine properties in the whole of Nigeria as it is today. Now, all you simply have to do is to call the number on your screen, and I'll gladly bring you here for a seamless transaction at no extra charge. You heard me right, no cost at all. So until I see you in my DM to lock up this transaction, it's a bye for now.